Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and I'm in the middle of putting this video together. I've got the slideshow part of it all done, and I thought on the end of it I would put some time in where I actually sat down and said something. So here I am saying something. When I worked on the video of the shipping room, people are starting to ask more and more questions about the product, and one of the questions they're asking is, where did all the names come from for all the stoves? What's the history behind them? Well, you know, that's a pretty short story. Bottom line is, most of the stuff, I just pulled the names out of my hat. Just, you know, like, one of the early ones was the Atomic. When that was setting underneath the pot, the flame came up and then created kind of a mushroom and went up around the pot. It kind of looked like a mushroom cloud, so I called it the Atomic because it looked like an atomic bomb explosion. And the mini Atomic's pretty much self-explanatory from there because it's basically the same stove with the same type of a pattern. The BIOS, if you know anything about a BIOS is, well, the basic brain in a computer that when everything else is shut off, the BIOS has a small program in it that helps the computer do all your basic functions. It's a very, very basic in-out system. And the BIOS is a one-piece stove. It's, you know, one-piece simple. You fill it full of fuel and light it, and that's pretty much that. So I thought the stove was so simple that basic in-out system was a good name for it, so I called it the BIOS. And over the years, as I've updated it and added things to it, it's at BIOS 4 now. Started out with BIOS and BIOS 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's had some turbulent times, but any problems I've run into I've overcome by not getting excited or anything, just simply studying the problems and figuring out what's causing them, and then figuring out how to overcome them. And in my BIOS 4, I've overcome all of the problems that it had, where my competitors are still stumbling along, trying not to copy me, but the fix is pretty obvious. They're just going to have to copy my stove. Let's see, name of another one. Choke hazard. I built that stove, basically designed that stove for a friend to put inside of a hiking stick, and it was basically just designed to be a survival kit stove, something that was so small there'd be no reason not to have it because it just took up no space and didn't weigh anything. And it was so small, I made a video just for, you know, hype. I put it right in my mouth. And when I put it in my mouth, closed my mouth, if I relaxed, you couldn't even tell it was in my mouth. So I think you can see where the choke hazard name came up with that. So let's see, bongo. The original bongo, the first ones I made, didn't really look like a bongo because I think one was a solo and a duo. But when I got up so that the silicone was the same diameter as the base and the top of the stove, so it was just one long slab-sided stove. And it was just about the right height and weight and width, had about the same aspect ratio as a bongo. So, you know, it just looked like a bongo to me. It looked like something you'd play, so I named it bongo. And no big epiphany there. It's just, you know, hey, you got to name it something. And the mushroom, I think that speaks for itself. It looks like a mushroom. Called it Magic Mushroom just to kick it up a little bit more. Mushroom was kind of a flat name, but Magic Mushroom, really, people go, Magic Mushroom? He's not doing magic mushrooms, you know, so. And let's see, is there anything else I've left out? Squirrel cage. We kicked that around quite a while. Robert and I and Sue and Beth and anybody else I get involved, we kicked that one around quite a while. I came up with a whole bunch of different names, and I couldn't really settle on one. So I just originally thought it kind of looked like a squirrel cage if you put it up on edge. One of those things they run in, so I just called it the squirrel cage because I just didn't want to get too complicated. So, you know, and the name stuck. Mini bongo, squirrel cage. That gives you a pretty good idea how I name stoves. I always try to do something that's either comical or like choke hazard, just off the wall. Something that people, when they see it, they'll go, "What the heck is a choke hazard? What's a magic mushroom stove?" You know, so to get people to look at it. Once they see it, you know, it creates a little bit of a bling and helps sell the product, which right now I don't really need any help with at all because I'm buried right now. It's Christmas time and the orders are just flying left and right. So, but before Christmas time, I worked, which is unusual for me. I worked six hours a day out in the factory building to build inventory. So by the time Christmas came around, I had a huge inventory, and I think it's pretty well going to hold through Christmas, which is just a few more days. Then after Christmas, what happens is there's two things that happen after Christmas. One is people go to the website and buy stuff that they thought they were going to get for Christmas but didn't. And other people go to the website and buy stuff that they wanted, but they were afraid that somebody was going to buy it for Christmas, so they held off. And once they don't get it, they go, "Okay, cool. I didn't get it for Christmas, so now I can buy it." You can see that, and that makes for lots and lots of sales. And then by then, people are starting to build up their packs for spring, and it just goes right into summer. And around May, June, July, things start backing off. People are out doing more hiking. Although this is a worldwide market, I shouldn't say that, because when I'm hiking up here, they're in Australia or China or somewhere, they're probably not hiking. So there's always somebody that's in the middle of hiking season if you're looking at the worldwide market. But because a high percentage of my sales are in the United States, right in midsummer it does slow down because people are actually out hiking. So I guess I've beat my gums here long enough, and I hope you enjoyed the slideshow of my day. I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, today, have a really good day. And have a good day tomorrow, too. Bye-bye.